Point B. This is called historic premillennialism. In contrast to A, which says what kind of premillennialism? Dispensational. See, I told you this wasn't easy. Okay, what's the difference? Okay, here's the difference. Historic premillennialism says it is true that some early church fathers believed in a 1,000-year reign of Christ. That's true. That's why it's called historic premillennialism. Okay? However, it was always a minority position in the church, and by the 4th century was totally rejected. Everybody follow that? Now, another thing I want you to notice, does point B look a little more simple than point A? Notice also in point B there's no rapture mentioned, right? So what I'm trying to say is, we'll get to it in a moment. Point A, dispensational premillennialism, which we'll get to in just a minute, did not exist in the church until the 19th century. Because dispensational premillennialism is in contrast to historic millennialism. You got that? So listen carefully. It is true the teaching of a 1,000-year reign of Christ in the church was found in some early church fathers. It was always a minority position, and by the 4th century it was rejected. But that's different from point A, as you can see with all the diagrams and everything. And there was no concept of the rapture in point B, the historic view of premillennialism. Okay, so let's look at point B then. So you have the church age. It's fairly popular today too, but it's going to be point A that's going to be the big one. What do we object to in historic premillennialism? Well, you have 2 resurrections and a physical reign of Christ. When you look at the Bible, there's only, and forget Revelation 20, that's what people always want to run to. Let's run off to Revelation 20. Let me say this now. Is there any imagery and symbolism in Revelation?
Little.
And how much of that do you understand? Here's my point. From our perspective, the error, at least one of the errors, of people who believe in millennialism and the rapture, they go to a very difficult book like Revelation and chapter 20, come up with their view and interpretation. Now listen to how I say this. And then take that view back to the rest of the New Testament and understand all the very clear passages in the Gospels and the Epistles in view of Revelation 20. You don't do that. This is basic principles of interpretation. You don't take a difficult passage and then take that and interpret easy passage. No. You understand the easy passages in the Bible, okay? And you take those easy passages in the Bible that you clearly understand, and you take that to Revelation 20 to be able to understand Revelation 20.
Well, to say it simply, you don't read the last chapter of a book to understand the...
Okay, that's a good way. Say it that way too. Yeah, say it that way too. Okay. Here's my point. If you forget Revelation 20, which we're not looking at right now, there is nowhere in the entire Bible that says there's 2 separate days of resurrections. There's only one day of resurrection. Okay, only one day. Also, in the rest of the Bible, if you forget Revelation 20, there's not one word about a physical reign of Christ on the earth for 1,000 years. Okay, so those are the main objections that we have to historic premillennialism.